you had some strong views on a certain youngster, or not so young anymore, going to be forcing his way back into the team, coming back from injury. Do you want to share?
I got to be careful what I say about Mikey Johnston, because I know there's a lot of Mikey Johnston fans. I think, don't get me wrong, I was one of them. I kind of think in the same way we shouldn't be in a position where we're fielding James Forrest, I don't think we should be in the position where we're fielding Mikey Johnston, if I'm completely honest. The way that I was thinking about it, because I had a look back at his loan game, and the last successful loan for us that I would consider was Christie, when he went to Aberdeen, played 28 games, 10 assists, 4 goals. And then you look at MJ, who's in a similar role, 25 games, 4 assists, 1 goal in his Portuguese league, loan. So he hardly kind of set the world alight there. There was a time, and this low bar, I know, but there was a time when he first kind of had his first breakout season. I think that was maybe about 3 or 4 ago, that he was actually outperforming Ryan Kent in terms of the statistics, and I had a lot of hope for him then, because I thought, like, if he's trending that way, he could go on and kick on. But unfortunately, injuries have probably taken its toll, lack of form, not being settled, etc. And I just think at the age of 24, his chance of making it with us, I think, is probably past him. Ultimately, Rodgers is going to be the one to decide. I just don't think, as much as people call for Mikey Johnston, I personally do not see the evidence there that says he should be getting in ahead of kind of some of the newer signings, or like a Maeda or someone like that.
Yeah, can I jump in? Ian, there's a guy that you probably know on Twitter. Ian, you're a big Twitter guy, glasgowceltic. There's a guy called Celtic Nation, who I saw was recounting how whenever he said he was looking forward to seeing Scales rejuvenation under Rodgers or something, and everyone laughed at him, but he turned out to be right. So now he was planting his flag in the ground for Mikey Johnston along the same lines. And when I saw you teasing that you were going to represent Mikey Johnston on the pod today, I initially thought, wow, he shares this view. What's behind the view of someone like that guy? Do you think that Mikey Johnston's still got a future at Celtic? What are the positives?
I think, look, at the end of the day, we're all Celtic fans, right? And we want people to do well. And we especially want guys that have come from our youth system to do well. So I think sometimes we ignore that. Now, look, you can look back at Mikey Johnston and you can probably get some decent highlights of him skinning players, cutting in, like scoring some goals, dribbling past people, taking men on 1-to-1. But I think some of them are going to be years old by now. So I think people look at that and say, well, there was that potential there 2-3 years ago. Could it come back now? Like, we want him to do well. So we're saying, I think that's where it comes from. I think there is some evidence of it way in the past, just not recently.
Yeah. Do you want to read
Frank's? So Frank's pretty despondent about this discussion by the looks of it, because very nearly October 2023, and here we are talking about Forrest and sick note Johnston as if there really are any kind of serious option. And then some will wonder why we finished bottom of our group. It's a pretty valid point, to be honest. I guess we are just floating it as a possibility. I don't think Johnston will be anywhere near that squad. I was hoping Ian was as Gav was. I was hoping Ian was going to take a particularly controversial view. I don't think it's a controversial view at all to think that that Mikey Johnston is the savior. That
I couldn't even bring myself to do it as a joke. What I would say as well as with Mikey Johnston is he was more of an Ange player than he was a Rodgers player, and if he didn't make it under Ange, and Ange sent him out on loan, then it's kind of I just don't know it's going to be there.